The theme of today's class is courage. And, and I just want to draw some attention to like what kinds of situations we would be in that would require us to cultivate courage. And I made this class originally because I had a meeting with my landlord and it was eating me up inside. I was like so nervous. And so I, made, not this class, but I used this theme to try and cultivate that courage within myself and to find that inner strength and reduce that anxiety that I was feeling. So maybe, you can recall a time in your life when you've had a situation like that. Maybe you've had a meeting with a boss that's been nerve-wracking, or a conflict with a coworker, maybe, conflicts with friends or family members or partners that stir up feelings of fear or anxiety within you. Maybe it's nothing like that. Maybe it's, feeling fear about trying new things. Stepping out of our comfort zone can be really scary sometimes. If you're a regular yoga practitioner, even doing like new asanas, new postures or new sequences can be really scary. I know I was like practicing my headstands this week, and like just being upside down is like really nerve-wracking. So even just like things like that, right? Maybe it's something more internal. Maybe we are at a point in our lives when we have to really be honest with ourselves and honest with where we're at and honest about where there are misalignments in our life, right? And oftentimes when there are misalignments, it means that we have to implement change, and change can be really scary, right? And we don't only practice yoga for the physical aspects of yoga, right? Yoga is also about our internal journeys and meeting ourselves where we're at and understanding where we're at. So, one thing that Patanjali says, and if you don't know who Patanjali is, he's a guru that studied yoga in ancient India many thousands of years ago, and he wrote the Yoga Sutras. And the Yoga Sutras are, like, I describe them most simply as like the yoga Bible, but really they're guidelines on how we can live our life in an ethical manner, in a moral way, and how we can find non-suffering, like live a life of non-suffering, which seems impossible, but it's not. But, and of course, we're not talking about like achieving world peace here, but more we're finding our own inner peace, and we're finding inside able to live a life of non-suffering. So something that Patanjali says in the Yoga Sutras, and something that I've been kind of sitting with this week, is when you experience a negative emotion or a negative thought, you want to counter it with its opposite. So if you are, if you have a self-deprecating thought, you counter it with a thought surrounded by self-love, right? If you are experiencing lack, then you counter it with gratitude or abundance. And if you are experiencing fear, you cultivate courage. So that is kind of what we're going to be sitting with during this class. The truth is that we are all, at least my truth and the truth of yogic philosophy, is that we're all spirit beings in physical vessels. And we are, like, this spirit quality, this divine quality, allows us to create any reality that we want for ourselves. So when we understand this teaching, and when we embody this teaching, we can place roots there. And from there, that's where we can find this inner strength deep within us, because we are capable of meeting any obstacle or facing any fear. So we're we're gonna be just sitting with that for a few moments. Maybe you soften your gaze or close your eyes if that feels right for you. And you can just think of what courage means to you and what inner strength means to you. And it's different for everybody. And if you need a mantra throughout the class to keep yourself in the present moment, you can repeat those words to yourself. It's just arriving here, breathing deeply, sitting up nice and tall with the crown of the head reaching for the ceiling. And just take a few cycles of breath, thinking about how courage can show up in your life, in your experience. And one more cycle of breath. Make it a deep one. And then you can bring your hands to your heart center. Bow the head. Maybe you set an intention for today's practice. And if you can't think of an intention, you can just be with your breath. Flutter the eyes open, maybe the hands come down to the knees. We'll start just by waking up the neck, waking up the shoulders. So we'll start with some shoulder rolls. So inhaling, bringing the shoulders all the way up to the ears, rolling them back and down the body, and then bringing them forward. So up, back, down, and around. So just move through this motion. Maybe you do a few circles in this direction and then you change directions. Just noticing any sensations in the body. And then from here you can relax the shoulders, bring the chin down to the chest. And then from here, bring one ear over your shoulder, doesn't matter which. Chin comes up to the ceiling. And then bring your ear to the opposite shoulder. Just rolling through the neck here. Move slowly. You might hear some cracks and pops. That's okay, that's normal. One more, and then change directions. You can bring your head back to center. We'll come to a stand at the top of our mats. We're going to start with some sun salutations. So we'll move slowly through the first round just so that we can all know what we're doing. So our feet are about hip width apart. The tailbone is descending down towards the mat. The shoulders are rolled back and down the body. Chest is lifted. We'll inhale together. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up to the ceiling. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, find your half lift, so hands around your shins or your thighs, gaze is straight down. Exhale, fold. Bring a gentle bend into the knees here so that you can kind of rest your stomach on the tops of your thighs. Relax the head over. Then inhale, plant the palms, step the right foot back. Our left ankle is underneath our left knee. And then from here, drop the right knee, lift the chin. This is our low lunge. Hold the breath, step back to plank. And then on the exhale, you can come either through table or straight from plank, lower to the belly. Inhale, point the toes, lift the chin, lift the chest. Exhale, forehead to mat. Inhale, tuck the toes, lift through table or plank, find your down dog. Your ears are aligned with your upper arms here. Inhale, left leg comes forward, right knee comes down, chin up. And exhale, bring the back foot to meet the front foot, forward fold. Inhale, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin, rise up all the way, arms come up. And exhale, hands to your sides. So this is one sun salutation. We'll move through the same flow on the other side. So inhaling together. And exhale, hands to your heart center. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left foot comes back this time. Drop the left knee, lift the chin. Hold the breath, step back to plank. And on the exhale, drop down to your belly. Inhale, cobra, so chin comes up. And exhale, forehead to mat. Inhale, down dog. Exhale here. And inhale, bring the right foot forward, drop the left knee. Exhale, step the back foot to meet the front, forward fold. Inhale, rise up all the way, arms come up. And exhale, hands to your sides. Take one cycle of breath here and notice your body. Become an observer to your breath. We'll move through two more of these. So inhaling together. And exhaling, hands to your heart center. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, plant the palms, step the right foot back, drop the back knee. Look up. Hold the breath, step back to plank. On the exhale, lower to the belly. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, forehead to mat. Inhale, lift up through table or plank, find your down dog. Inhale, left leg comes forward, right knee drops down. Chin up. Exhale, step the back foot to meet the front, forward fold. Inhale, lift up, raise the arms up. And exhale, hands to your sides. One cycle of breath. One more here, inhale together. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, plant the palms, step the left foot back. Drop the back knee, chin up. Hold the breath, step back to plank. And on the exhale, lower down to the belly. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, forehead to mat. Inhale, lift up, find your down dog. Inhale, right leg comes forward this time, left knee drops down. And on the exhale, step the back foot up to meet the front, forward fold. Inhale, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin, rise up. And exhale, hands to your sides. 3 cycles of breath here. This is our Tadasana, our mountain pose. So bring your feet about hip width apart here and lift the toes for a moment. Notice all 4 corners of your feet, really bringing awareness to this connection between the sole of the foot and the earth that you're standing on. Become an observer to your body. Become an observer to your breath. Notice maybe your body is feeling a little bit warmer. Maybe your heart rate is going a bit faster. Now from here, we'll start preparing for our tree pose. So we'll shift our weight onto our left foot. We'll come up onto the toes of the right. And then from here, maybe we slowly lift the right knee up and catch it, pulling it up and in towards the chest. From here, maybe we open the knee up to the side and then bring the knee down. So releasing the knee, bringing it down, catching the heel reaches towards the glutes. Inhale, bring that knee back towards the chest. Open it up to the side. Bring it down, reach the heel towards the glute. One more time. We got this. Inhale, bring that knee to the chest. Open the knee up to the side. Bring it down, heel comes to glute. And then from here, you can release that foot down to the mat. Maybe shake out the left foot if you need. And then we'll start opening up the legs on the other side. So bringing the weight into the right foot, coming up onto the toes of the left. And then from here, left knee comes up. Maybe we open the left knee to the side. And then bringing the knee down, the heel comes towards the glute. So we're really kind of making hip circles with our knee, leading with our knee. Knee comes in towards the chest. Plug it in, squeeze it tight. Open that knee up to the side. And bring it down, heel to glute. It's okay if you fall, this is all part of the practice. One more time. Inhale, bring the knee towards the chest. Pull it in tight. Open the knee up to the side. And then drop that knee down, bring the heel towards the glute. And we'll drop that foot down. Shake out the right foot. So we're coming into our tree pose. So if you know the pose well, you can go ahead and get into it, but there's a couple of variations. So first variation, we'll shift our weight onto our left foot. We'll come up onto the balls of the right, and the heel will come against kind of the top of the foot and the front of the shin. And then our hands can either stay on our waist, we can have them at our heart center, we can reach them up towards the ceiling, whatever works. So this is the first variation. Second variation, you can bring your foot below the knee. And then the third variation is bringing the foot all the way up into the inner thigh. And then hands, you can take an arm variation, whatever works. So just being mindful, listening to your body and doing what your body is asking of you, right? And this is a really grounding pose. So in this pose, what I like to imagine, since it's called tree pose, I like to imagine roots coming out of the ground and wrapping around my ankle, so giving me that stability. And this is where we can ground in our feelings of courage and inner strength. It might be helpful also to find your drishti. This is a single point of focus on moving. And if you want a bit of a deeper pose, you can bring your right ankle over your left knee and then find a fold here. Oh, that was my hip popping out of place. So if you want this pose, you have to dislocate your hip bone. Just be here for 3 more cycles of breath wherever you are. So really, if you want to achieve this, you want to bend into the standing knee and then slowly fold over. But this is a challenging pose, so you can always stay up in your tree. 1 more cycle of breath. And then on the inhale, you can rise up, release the leg, maybe shake out the left foot. And then we'll find our tree on the other side. Blocks, yeah, blocks are a good thing too to use. So, do I have mine? Yes, I do. So if you want to bring the earth up to meet you, you can always have your blocks readily available. This is the highest setting, middle, and then low. Okay, so you can always have the blocks kind of sitting in front of you, just waiting. So we'll shift our weight now onto the right foot, and we'll come right into our tree. So whatever variation you like. Just finding that, bringing awareness again to the sole of the foot, and trying to find that, that center line through the very center of your foot. And maybe you take a moment to observe how your body is responding to this side of the body. Maybe this side is easier than the other side. Oftentimes that's the case. One side of our bodies is maybe more open or tighter than the other. And if you want a little bit of a deeper stretch, you can cross that left knee or left ankle over the right knee. Sink first into the standing foot. So kind of like you're coming into a one-legged chair. And then you can fold and reach for the blocks. And then once you've achieved that fold, then you can begin to gently straighten the standing leg. Repeat to yourself that you are strong. You are grounded. 2 more cycles of breath. And if you're folded over, on the inhale, you can bend into the right knee, come to a stand, slowly and mindfully. Then you can release that foot, shake out the right foot. Maybe you do some ankle circles here. And then we're going to do both of those again on the other side, not the seated figure 4s, but we'll come into a tree. So shift the weight onto the right. Find your tree with the left foot. We'll only be here for 2 cycles of breath. The next sequence of moves, you'll have to move slowly. So don't rush into the poses. We'll inhale, bring the knee in towards the chest, hug it in. And then on the exhale, send that left foot back. You're gonna come onto the balls of the back foot. And then we're in our high lunge. So be mindful that our trunk is not leaning too far forward. We want to find this kind of head over heart, heart over pelvic bone alignment. And you can also bend the back leg just to bring a tuck, a gentle tuck into the tailbone, and then stretch and straighten through that back leg, just to find this alignment. And then from here, we can reach the arms overhead. We'll be here for 3 cycles of breath in our high lunge. Maybe you sink a little bit deeper into the front knee. 1 more cycle of breath. And then listen carefully here. We'll bring the palms to touch, slide them down to the heart center. Now, again, there will be a couple of variations here. So we can start by coming kind of onto the toes of the back foot and finding our twist, so bringing the elbow to the outside of the knee. If this is too much, you can always bring your left forearm to the outside of the knee, and the right hand can come to the low back. We're still bending through that front leg. And then from here, without releasing the twist, this is the challenging part. Without releasing the twist, we want to bring the left foot up to meet the front foot and sink into our chair pose. Beautiful. And then from here, sink those hips down low. And then we'll bring our weight onto the left foot, coming up onto the right balls of the foot, the right foot. And we'll slowly stand up to a standing one-legged Tadasana. So again, you can have your forearm like this. Yeah, that might be a little bit better, especially if the prayer pose is a bit too deep of a twist. So we're in our standing one-legged Tadasana. Breathe deeply, one more cycle of breath. And then without releasing the arms, slowly lower that right leg, find your chair again. And then from here, shift your weight back onto your right foot, step the left leg back, find your high lunge once more. Beautiful, one cycle of breath. And then from here, we'll take a vinyasa. So bringing the hands down to frame the front foot, step the right foot back to a plank, lower the knees, lower the chest, come to the belly. Inhale, elbows come in towards the rib cage. Lift up, cobra. And then exhale, find your downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet here. Take 2 cycles of breath just to rest and reset. Your gaze is straight down, your ears are aligned with your upper arms. And then inhale, look towards the hands, step the feet up slowly, forward fold. Inhale, find your half lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin, rise up, arms come up. And exhale, hands to your sides. Breathe it out. Notice your body, notice your breath. And we'll find our tree on the other side. So now shifting our weight onto our left foot. We'll come up into our tree. So right sole of the foot either comes towards the left shin, below the left knee, or to the inside of the left thigh. Find an arm variation, either hands on the waist, hands in prayer pose, the heart center. And then we'll inhale, bring the right knee in towards the chest. And exhale, send it back, high lunge. So really find your alignment here. It's totally okay to adjust in a pose once you've kind of found your way into it. The left ankle is underneath the left knee. We'll bend the right knee, tuck the tailbone a little bit, and then sit up nice and tall. So standing up nice and tall, so your head is over your heart is over your pelvic bone. Okay? Then you can begin to straighten through the back leg. Arms come up overhead like you're holding a big beach ball. 2 more cycles of breath. Now on the exhale, coming up onto the toes of the right foot, hands slide down to the heart center. You can either put your right forearm or right back of the hand against the outside of the left knee. Left hand swings back to the low back. Or you can find a twist, bringing the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Whatever suits your body here. Move slowly and mindfully here. Push into the left foot. Slowly drag the right foot up to meet the front. Find your chair with a twist. Sink the hips low. Your weight is mostly in your heels right now. Inhale, put your weight into the right foot. Come up onto the balls or the toes of the left. Slowly lift up, one-legged Tadasana. One more cycle of breath. And on the exhale, slowly lower that foot down. Sit into your chair. then we are going to shift our weight. What foot were we on? Right?
Bouncing on the right.
Bouncing on the right, yes. We're gonna shift our weight into our left foot. Send the right foot back. Release the twist, arms come up, high lunge. Breathe here. One more deep inhale. And on the exhale, plant the palms down, step the foot back. Take your vinyasa to down dog. So coming to the belly, finding your cobra, and then pressing up, down dog. Pedal out the feet here. 3 cycles of breath. Now spread the fingers really, really wide and push into all 4 corners of your hand. Inhale, lift the right heel up towards the ceiling. And then from here, we're going to hug that knee in towards the chest. So shifting your weight over your wrists, hugging the knee into the chest. Inhale, right leg comes back up. Exhale, knee comes to the right elbow. Last one, inhale, leg comes up. Exhale, left elbow. Inhale, leg comes up. And now we're going to prepare for our fallen triangle. So we'll start by inhaling, bringing the knee into the chest. And then we're going to extend the right foot towards the left side of the room. Yeah, just like that. So we're on the outer edge of the right foot. Now you can stay here, or you can shift your weight onto your right hand. Left fingertips will reach towards the ceiling.
Shit. That's hard.
Yeah, it's a tough one. One more cycle. Exhale, place the palm down, and then just wiggle or shift onto the hip so that we're sitting facing the opposite edge. Opposite place of the room, yeah. Now we're coming into a wide-legged forward fold. So all we're doing here is we're inhaling. Maybe we walk the hands forward a little bit. We don't want a huge round in the spine, so try to keep the spine nice and straight. You can reach for the toes, the foot, the ankles, the shins, wherever works. We'll be here for 5 cycles of breath, resting here. Sink the shoulders away from the ears. From here, we'll inhale, release the fold, so sitting up nice and tall. And then we'll just come back the same way we came. So shifting over, planting the palms, coming up into our fallen triangle, and then just finding your down dog. You can always just come up straight into your down dog if that feels good. As always, listen to your body. You can take child's pose if you need a break. 2 cycles of breath. Inhale, shift the weight onto the right foot. Maybe the right heel comes toward the mat. Left heel reaches up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring the knee into the chest. Inhale, left leg comes up. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Inhale, 3-legged dog. And we'll come into our fallen triangle. So bringing that left knee in towards the chest, left foot comes to the right side of the room. We can stay here, just lifting up the hips, Or you can reach the right fingertips toward the sky. The right heel might spin down towards the mat. So Shane, bring that right heel down. Yeah, there you go. One more cycle of breath. And then on the exhale, place that palm down, come down onto the sits bones, wide-legged forward fold. So just walking your hands in the center of your legs, keeping a nice straight spine. We'll rest here 5 cycles of breath. Notice where your mind goes. If it's wandered to anything other than the present moment, that's okay. That's what the mind does. It wanders, it thinks. Just acknowledge any thoughts that you're having and then bring your awareness back to the sound of your breath. Inhale, release the fold. Twist to the front of the room, place the hands down, and then find your downward facing dog. From here, inhale, look towards the hands, drop the knees, but just let them hover for a few inches just above the mat. Just be here for 3 cycles of breath. Really pushing into the heels of the hands so that the shoulder blades are moving away from each other. Yeah, so Shane, you'll want to actually walk your feet up a little bit so that your knees are underneath your hips. Nice. And then lower the heels down, or the knees down. Bring the feet as wide as your yoga mat, toes touch. Sink back to your extended child's pose. Forehead comes to the mat. So resting pose. You can also place a bolster if this pose is uncomfortable, because sometimes this pose doesn't work for everybody. If it's uncomfortable, you can place a kind of straddle the bolster, having it between your legs and resting your chest on it. Two more cycles of breath. On your next cycle of breath, you can rise up to your tabletop position. Your wrists are underneath your shoulders, your knees are underneath your hips. And we're going to come into a supported half moon. So we'll extend our right leg down the mat and spin the heel towards the ground. So our toes are facing out to the right side of the room. We'll walk the left hand underneath, so more towards the center of our mat. And then the left shin will pivot so that it's parallel to the short edge of the mat. The left toes are pointing to the left. And then from here, we'll reach the right fingertips up towards the ceiling. Push into the hand, spread the fingers. And then from here, inhale, lift the right leg up towards the ceiling. 2 more cycles of breath. You got this, you're strong. On your final exhale, you can drop that foot back down, come up onto the left knee, and we're finding our gate pose. So our right hand will come to the right waist or the right thigh, left arm reaches up towards the ceiling, extend through the spine first, and then on the exhale, bending over to that extended leg, just a nice side body stretch here. 2 cycles of breath. On your final exhale, you can drop the palms in front of you and then just come down to a seat with the left sole of the foot against the right inner thigh. I'll face the same way as you guys. Now we'll want to square our shoulders and square our hips to the extended leg. So we're really kind of pulling that right hip back into socket. And we're coming into a head to knee pose. So inhaling, lift both arms up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, folding over the right thigh. Maybe you reach for the foot, the ankle, the shins. And once you feel comfortable, then you can relax your chin to your chest. 3 cycles of breath. Inhale, release the foot, sit up nice and tall. And then we'll come back into our tabletop position. Do the sequence on the other side now. So inhaling, the left leg extends down the mat. This way. We'll pivot the right heel so that the left toes are facing towards the left side of the room. The right shin comes parallel to the top edge of our mat, right toes towards the right side, and the right hand will come into the center of our mat, or close to it. And then from here, inhaling from the wrist all the way up, lifting the fingertips towards the ceiling. Inhale, left leg comes up, the left toes are still pointing towards the left side of the room. 2 more cycles of breath. Push into the shin of the right leg. On your next exhale, release the foot down to the ground. Come up onto the right knee. We'll find our gate on the other side. So left hand comes to the left waist, right arm comes up, and bending over to the back edge of the room. One more cycle of breath. Breathing into the side body, the rib cage, the waist. And then on the exhale, planting the palms in front of you and just coming down to a seat. Facing the back edge of the room again. The right sole of the foot is against the left inner thigh. We'll square our hips, square our shoulders, so really pulling that left hip back into socket. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, fold over that left leg. You can hang on to the toes, the foot, the ankle, the shin, the pant leg, whatever works. Just trying to square those shoulders down towards the mat. Noticing where the mind goes. Bringing your awareness back to your breath. One more cycle of breath. And on your next inhale, releasing the foot, sitting up nice and tall. Find your tabletop position. So let's find our alignment here. The index finger and thumb are pointing towards the front of the mat. So there's an outward spiral of the forearms. The elbow creases are shining towards the front of the mat. And then from here, pushing into both hands and feet equally, lift up to your down dog. Maybe the heels reach towards the mat, maybe they don't come anywhere close. And both is totally okay. Inhale, look towards the hands. Walk or jump the feet up, forward fold. Inhale, find your half lift. Your back is nice and straight. The chin is slightly tucked here, so the gaze is straight down. We've got a nice long extension from the crown of the head all the way to the tailbone. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up, reach the arms up overhead. And Exhale, hands to your side, Urdhva Tadasana, mountain pose. Notice the body, notice the breath. Notice how you're feeling. Notice the quality of your thoughts. And I just want to bring attention back to what Patanjali says. When we experience one thought, a negative thought or a negative emotion, we counter it with its opposite. It's a good little tip just to keep in mind as we move throughout our day. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, slide your hands to your heart center. Shift the weight onto the left foot. Right knee comes up. It crosses over the left knee, and we just touch the toes down. So really bending into the left knee, touch the toes down briefly, and then come back up, lift the right knee to the chest, send it back to your high lunge. From here, open up to warrior two. So spinning the back foot parallel to the back edge of the mat. Left ankle is underneath the left knee. Fingertips reach forward and backwards. And we look maybe a few inches above our left fingertip. One cycle of breath. And on the inhale, reach the fingertips forward as if somebody's pulling on those fingertips. Flip the palm, reverse warrior. So bringing the left hand up. There we go. Maybe we'll look back towards the back toes. Next, exhale, come back through your warrior two. And then we're gonna come forward, bringing the left forearm on top of the left thigh, side angle. So the right fingertips can either reach up towards the ceiling or they can reach towards the front of the room in line with the ear. One cycle of breath, really bending into that front leg. And then on your exhale, cartwheel the right hand down towards the inside of the left leg. Left fingertips come up for a twist. Exhale, plant the palm, step the foot back to plank. Lower to the belly for cobra. Inhale, push into the pelvic bone. Keep your hands underneath your shoulders and the elbows are really pulled in like little grasshopper legs. We'll inhale, find the cobra. Exhale, forehead to mat. Tuck the toes, inhale, down dog. Exhale here. And then on the inhale, looking towards the hands, step or jump to meet the front of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Sink the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up, arms come up. Exhale, hands to your sides. One cycle of breath. Nice, shift the weight onto the right foot. Left knee comes up. And then it crosses over the right. We bend into the standing foot. Just touch the toes down onto the mat. And then stand back up, knee comes to the chest. And then send it back for your high lunge. Beautiful. From here, spiraling the left heel down so the foot is parallel to the back edge of the mat. Warrior two. Inhale, reach the fingertips forward, flip the palm. The right hand comes up and back. Reverse warrior. Peaceful warrior. Inhale, right forearm comes to the top of the right thigh. Left fingertips reach up or forward. Inhale, left hand comes down to the inside of the right foot. Right fingertips come up for a twist. Exhale, plant the palm, step the foot back to plank. Lower down to the belly. Exhale. Make a little pillow for your hands here. Just rest a moment. Maybe you scan your body, start at the head, move down through the torso, through the hips and the low back, the legs. Just try to release any points of tension that you come across. From here, we'll prepare for our locust pose. So we're staying on the belly. We'll bring the head to center. The left fingertips will reach forward as if we're trying to shake somebody's hand. The right leg will bend at the knee. And we might swing our right arm around to catch the right foot. And then from here, we'll inhale, lift the chin, lift the chest, kick into that right hand. Take a big deep breath. And exhale, release. Switch hands. Right hand comes forward as if you're shaking somebody's hand. Left hand swings back, catches the left foot. Inhale deeply, lift up, lift the hand, chin, chest, kick into the left foot, or the left hand. And exhale, release. From here, bringing both hands forward this time. One cycle of breath first. Notice how when you inhale, it moves your body. So maybe you can leverage that by when you're inhaling in locust, using that to find a deeper lift. Okay? So we'll inhale, lift the chest, lift the hands on and feet both off the ground. Squeeze the glutes. And exhale, release. Nice. Make a pillow for your hands again. Rest a moment. And then from here, we'll come into our Sphinx pose. So sliding our elbows underneath our shoulders. Palms are flat down on the mat. Now, think about gliding the shoulder blades down the body and pushing into the elbows to really sit up and out of the elbows. Nice. And then we can push into the pubic bone in the tops of the feet and feel as if somebody's sucking your chest forward, almost like you can kind of push into the hands, like as if you're trying to pull yourself forward and pulling the chest forward. And then from here, sliding the hands underneath the shoulders, elbows tuck in like grasshopper legs. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, forehead to mat. And then on your inhale, you can rise up through table and find your child's pose. So just sinking the hips down towards the heels. The forehead comes to the mat. The hands can stay in front of you or they can come beside the body. Yes, you mind? Or yes, it's okay. So inhale with me. And then exhale. One more time.
Good.
Okay, well inhale, come up onto tabletop and then just come over onto your back. Lower down, hug the knees into the chest. And then we'll find our happy baby. So keep the feet together, knees open wide. Reach through the legs, grab the outer edges of the feet. And then you can stay there or you can kick the heels up towards the ceiling, knees come in towards the armpits. Now try not to round too much through the low back here. You want to keep your sacral bone grounded. And then maybe you rock side to side. Just give yourself a nice low back massage. And then from here, releasing the feet. Maybe the soles of the feet meet and the knees open wide. So bringing the feet down to the ground. Just letting the knees open wide if that feels good. You can also place blocks underneath the legs if it feels kind of cranky on the groin. Just breathing here. Bringing awareness to the different parts of your body. We did a lot of hip stretching and balancing. And something about, a little tidbit of information about the hips is that we store a lot of emotion in our hips. In fact, that's kind of the epicenter of our emotions. And when we experience self-doubt and fear, that will be stored in the muscle memory of the hips. So this class, we really worked towards opening that up and releasing that. And we also worked towards balancing. So finding that grounding and finding our roots, right? In yoga, we want to work the body first, and then through that, get through all of the muck and the mire to meet our true self. If you want to stay here, you can, but you can also extend the legs down the mat for your Shavasana pose, our final resting pose of the practice. Bringing awareness to your heels, noticing the weight in them as they sink towards the floor. And bring awareness to the calves and the shins, the thighs, the hips and the glutes, the low back, the torso. Bringing awareness to the shoulders and the arms as they're resting on the ground or on the body. Bringing awareness to the chest, the collarbone, the neck, the head. Relax the forehead, the eyebrows. Relax the muscles around the eyes. Relax the jaw. Just sinking deeper and deeper with each exhale into the mat. This pose, our corpse pose, is an important pose in our practice because it's when we allow our bodies to rest after the last hour of challenging our bodies and working through lots of things that we've been holding on to. Again, noticing where the mind goes, finding awareness in your breath. Stay for another minute more, and I'll ring my bells when it's time to end our Shavasana.
Sorry.
It's true. Shavasana. Maybe we start to wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingertips. Maybe we rock the head from side to side, just waking up the body again. And then you can roll onto your side and come up to a seat. Whenever you're ready, take your time. Remembering that when we tap into our divine nature, into our spirit nature, we can face any obstacle. We can overcome any moment of fear or doubt or uncertainty. Inhale, bring the hands to heart center. Bow the head. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Namaste.
Thank you. That was so nice. Your voice is like butter. No, really, like, even at the beginning when you were talking, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna fall asleep, but in a good way.
Yeah.
Like, I'm bored, but like,
Yeah.
But we were in a position where we're laying down, and then I forgot we were in like a costume. Like, oh, I woke up real quick. I was like, oops.
Yeah.
yeah. I know, I need to figure out how to mute this stupid thing.
What did it say?
I just got it.
Exercise ring closed.
Yeah. Right.
Is it like an Apple Watch?
Yeah, I just got it on Marketplace, so it was like $100, so it's like I wasn't, anyway, but cause I've been working out, so I wanted to track it, 'cause it's so
Yeah.
motivating, you know?
You find it helpful, like,
I like it, cause then I like see, I
Can I
get
give you a
to,
card?
yeah, I get to, it tracks like all of my movement throughout the day, so I can, and then close my rings, so that's the amount of exercise.
they call it a ring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can show you, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Like there.
Oh.
So you
gotcha.
have to stand for at least, anyways, stand for 12 hours a day, but meaning 1 minute out of each hour you should be
Oh,
standing.
gotcha.
And then 60 minutes of like physical activity, and then the red is like calories burned / like steps type.
Right.